All right, thanks, ladies. Well, Halloween is next week. Then after that, the holiday sweet season is in full swing. But for many of us, decorating is one of the best parts of the season. But it's more important to make sure that the festive spirit doesn't lead to any potential hazards. And that's why I'm so glad to have with us here Ed Akers with Service Master Restore, joining us with some safety tips ahead of the holidays to ensure that our families stay safe. Welcome back to my St. Louis Live.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So let's go ahead and jump in here. What are some holiday decor hazards that people might overlook?
Yeah, I think when you're decorating for the holidays, it's important to remember to just be mindful of your outlet space and what you have available. Don't overload the outlets with a ton of lights, especially things with heating elements like space heaters that come into play once the temperature drops. Avoid using a ton of extension cords, not just to overload the outlet, but for tripping hazards around the house. It's best to use surge protectors. And then remember to turn the stuff off when you leave or at night, right? That's when a lot of the stuff happens, when you're not paying attention and when it kind of gets overheated.
That's a big one. Now, and I want to go back there because I have one of those outlets at home that has like 6 plugs in.
Right.
How am I being sure that I'm monitoring that in the correct way?
I would switch to a surge protector if I were you. That's the best advice. Switch to a surge protector, then it's kind of all managed in one spot. You're not all jumbled together, and definitely less fire risk.
Perfect. Okay, how do you properly make sure that the decor is safely assembled?
Yeah, if there's stuff that needs assembling, I would follow the manufacturer's recommendations, whether that's out of the box or however you bought it. I would follow the recommendations to their specs and just kind of be mindful. I think you kind of can tell when something's not right, especially when it relates to a fire hazard or risk.
Now, what can people do to avoid hazards in general?
Yeah, to avoid hazards, I think the biggest things are, like we talked about, not overloading those circuits, but as the temperature drops, space heaters are one of the leading causes of house fires. So you want to make sure you keep those space heaters or anything that's plugged in that has a heating element at least 3 feet away from any kind of furniture, drapes, anything that's flammable. Turn it off overnight, turn it off when you leave the house. Just kind of be mindful of what's going on in your house.
I was gonna say, I always think about that. And let's talk about our outdoor lights per se. Should we be turning those off at night? Because a lot of people like to see them when they drive by. Oh, I want people to see my beautiful house with my beautiful decorations. Should I be turning all that off when I go to bed?
I think it's probably pretty safe to leave those on, right? You see everyone do it. As someone who's pretty risk averse, I turn mine off at night just because I don't want that hazard, but I think it's probably okay to leave those on.
All right, well, you've heard it here first. Thank you, Ed, for keeping us all safe ahead of the holiday season, since it is right here. It's upon us. But for more information on Service Master Restore, you can contact them at 636-926-2040. And of course, we're going to post this segment following the show at firstalert4.com/mystlive. Laura?
I was taking notes because I'm one of the annoying people that starts decorating the second the last trick-or-treater leaves.
Don't you
have 10 days.
10 days and counting.
Yes. So thank you for the tips, Ed.